Okay. You know, this is all new to me. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm a mortician.
I've been lost before, but never revealed emotion. Put in real devotion, rolling, paw patrolling on an Arctic claw. See, once the wheel's in motion, there won't be no calling off the dogs of war. Au revoir. I'm Jonah Hill, Crocus Seal, Golden Seal, Macaroon, L. Arginine, and kosher meals. Broken deals in the tech space, necklace with a Cuban, left enough space to hang. I don't like the choker feel. Read the room, this the zone that they won't enter. They know the deal like that Master P joint venture. No coins to lend ya. Running plays, pointing center, gunning through the lane, dumping, splitting them like babe zippers. Babe sister, crave Mr. Smooth Operator, Bottega, Bonetta, Wraith Gifter. Heroes end up with they cape withered. A whole different animal altogether. I'm a shapeshifter, a shark that creep upstream. Illest out thus far, MC Supreme. They bars don't be as mean. The name I haunt them while I'm gaining on them. Just like carbs and creatine, torch everything. Suspect at large, flee the scene. Suggest you reconvene. I oversee the extreme. Press that iron on you, that increases spleen and release the steam. Bitch, I'm Nick Beam, got nothing to lose. A narcissist, evil being, a criminal with cause. I sit above it all, shit is written in the stars. The penalty division, that commission laws get you scripted off and not making the cut like magician saws. Proficient in terms of precision, I'm the mittens Nas. Affirmative action, a thoroughness faction, you're nothing but a fluke. Your team semi-pro while we increase the skull and gon' run it up until they puke. You summon the Lord, then I'm coming to rebuke you. Acknowledge the truth, display dominance. I'm talking Ahmed, D-Lo, Rock, Kama, Mustafa, Farouk. My overhead 50K like helicopter pursuits. Mister.
Yo, man, what kind of drugs do dead people be needing?
All kinds. We shoot them real good with embalming fluid mainly. You know, it keeps them from smelling and decomposing before the surface.
Cool. Hey, so what happened to him?
Oh, they say he went crazy. Death. It comes in many strange packages.
Hey, man, I don't need to be hearing this, man. Man, kill that noise, man. Let's just get the shit.
Don't worry. You'll get the shit. You'll be knee deep in the shit.
Hey, what's good? We in the building, Bird of Paradise podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself, homie.
What's up, man? This JhiaKhana, man. AKA Ram JhiaKhana, man.
Yeah, we in the building, man. Hey, that shit was hard. I've been bumped. That's the cup. I done bumped that shit a few times today.
I appreciate it, bro.
Couple things I wanted to reflect on. That actor who was doing that quote. I think that was
Clarence Williams III.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just watching him with Moms the other day in Deep Cover.
Oh, man.
The OG one with Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum was in there. He was a good ass actor, man. Clarence, he was a dope ass actor.
Oh, that's crazy. I just cleaned up. I had the soundtrack, right? I had the soundtrack to that movie, right? Was in my room, but I moved it around.
Damn,
yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, hey, that's a dope ass track you did. But I want to ask you something on just a musical tip.
Okay.
You think we in a dope age? I notice a lot of the production and shit now is doing a lot of shit without drums.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, you know, like a lot of people be talking about boom bap. It sounds dated and stuff like that. I feel like the things like what Griselda's doing and Alchemist and like people like Nicholas Craven and these people like with the drumless thing. I think it's like an updated version.
Yeah.
Of boom bap.
Yeah, I just noticed it, like, you know, like the same people you said. I noticed it's a big thing now, and to be honest with you, it's fire. And I just noticed, who would have thought we would come to a point where it's no drums? You feel me?
Yeah.
And you know, we got these samples or whatever in the back, and spitting bars, and you was running them, and it's dope. It's almost like I always think rap is poetry. You know what I mean? Music is
Yeah.
poetry, so it's really like, man, you like we around the barrel of fire, and you got a message for it. You know what I mean? It's some movie shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's a beautiful thing. I just wanted to, as an artist myself and as a fan, I just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah. You know what? Like the thing about, like you said, who would have thought we don't use drums? Because that's like blasphemous. Like you would think about it, like because that's what drives people. Like when people in their car, that's a lot of people complain too. Be like, I can't knock this in a ride. It don't got no drums in it. But like as for me, I want you to hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I get the right track and I can just black out on it and just, and I got room to say what I want to say. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
to be honest with you, the shit is fire, and it's so fire that it took me even a second to realize that the drums was missing. I wasn't looking for them. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
listening to, and a lot of people doing it with their style. A lot of times it's so dope. I'm not even missing the drums. Now, don't get me wrong. The drums come in effect with different music you want to bump and dance to, but a lot of it's
yeah,
like, I'm like, this no drums. It took me a second, even, I'm so caught up into the bars and the vibe, and I wasn't looking for them. So it's kind of mind blowing. We at this state that we not even using the drums no more. It's fire to me.
yeah. It's fire to me too. I like it. It's definitely interesting to me. Like when I hear people that actually can pull that off, though.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get the right, and you gotta have the right sample, and you can't just be like lazily constructing a loop and just
Nah.
But if it's did right, yeah, it's
So,
super dope, and I love it.
because I was, that Larry June project came out, and I was like, man, with Alchemist, I'm like, man, this shit is
Yeah.
fire. Like, because I'm from the Bay Area, I'm on the West Coast, I'm Frisco, so
Okay.
a lot of
Okay.
time coming up, they was on the boom bap shit, like, you know what I mean? They like, it was like more East Coast, you know what I mean? The West
Yeah.
Coast was like my music, so a lot of the boom bap there was like whatever. But if you go bump the Larry June and the Alchemist project, it's boom bap, but it's still the Bay Area, like it's still the mob music, the swag. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, so I start really like dissecting the Alchemist style even more, because I fuck with the MPC and whatever, but
Okay.
he's slowing the beat down. He subtract. You got to have the sample that's gonna carry you over a couple bars to loop. You know what I mean? At this slower pace, and to let you come in and play with the bars. You know what I mean? But it's fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Alchemist is my favorite producer, so I'm
he
biased
he
to
my
anything Alchemist.
he my favorite producer too. Even though I've been branching out and doing some different genres and shit right now, the Alchemist is just he cook he cooks, he gonna put you in that vibe or whatever it is, like, it makes you want to fuck with it, like,
Yeah.
I think the Alchemist is like, right now, I think he need to get as much flowers as he got. I think he need to get some more, because I think he's saving hip hop.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because and there's a couple reasons why. He's a dope producer, we know that, but
Yeah.
he's going back to the style where you could throw the underdog in the mix, you know what I mean? So he'll
Yeah.
come up with a dope track, the sample, whatever else, and then he'll throw PD from wherever he from on the track and let him spit a verse.
Yeah.
And it makes niggas want to go back and see these people that we don't see every day, that ain't in the mainstream, and see, oh, he dropped a verse on there and he dropped a verse. I think it brings togetherness, because it goes back to the kind of like the MF Doom, like the kind of gritty hip hop comic
Yeah.
book niggas over here, you know what I mean? Niggas, Flamingo Fred and niggas teamed up, like, you know what I mean? The real action hero type shit. So I think that's how he's saving hip hop.
Yeah. And he branching out too, like the stuff he did on the Travis Scott album, and like you
I didn't
said,
hear
working
that.
with Larry June, and
Yeah, that
and
Larry
then
June shit surprised me.
yeah, yeah, And he just did something with Big Sean recently that was a little different. And even like the single with Benny and Lil Wayne, the Big Dog, it had it had a little bouncy, it was a little bouncier type of track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I like it because for me, hip hop was like, we got to an era, where this shit was like a lot about the individual. You know what I mean? And I mean, people like shit for different things. For me, I always like the collective. Like I like seeing it's like man watching the Avengers movie, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
niggas is fighting and Spider-Man slid off over here with Black Panther and knocked 3 niggas in the head, and you feel me? Then over
yeah,
here, Doctor
yeah,
Strange then got the Hawk and he slid off. So when you get these artists and you throwing people on these tracks together, and they teaming up some different personalities and personas and shit, that's what I like. That's what I like about it. You feel me? These different personalities and shit and coming together. And I think that's what the Alchemist is helping bringing back to me. That's my opinion.
yeah. And I like that. I like that too. And people know when to go get them. Lil Yachty will know when he want to get his hip hop shit off. He go to Alchemist.
Yeah.
Like he's like the go-to guy to go, get your hip hop off.
Yeah, he dope.
So
And it's a lot of dope producers that been doing their thing and pushing, you know what I mean? And it puts emphasis on the beat tapes, the underground tapes, you know what I mean?
yeah,
The shit like that's what I like. You come out with the collaboration albums and niggas ain't really got it, but they printed up 1,000 copies of this and
yeah.
like that's what I liked about it. The mainstream shit is cool, but I like that underground vibe when niggas had tapes and collaborating and shit.
Bro, that's where I'm at. That's where I get my inspiration from.
Yeah,
Like that tier the underground.
yeah,
Like recently, like I took like a year and some change off just kind of like diving into that. Like you said, they pushing up like the vinyls and all this. I didn't know people was getting vinyl deals like that. I thought only like Rock Marcy and Griselda and certain
nah,
people would do it. And then I'm finding out about these companies like Copenhagen and Apple Dizzle and all these other companies, Bars Over BS and things like that. Like, and that's like what? And then you see them like the presentation of it, like
yeah,
they make it for like collectors.
exactly. Like
You know what
comic
I'm
books.
saying? Yeah, trading cards.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
somebody had a Lego figure.
bro. It's wide open, and I talk every
Yeah,
time I come on the show. I talk about this every week with the artists because I think that's what even me as if I just step away from being an artist and just a fan, I like to see that type of shit. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
fucking with you. Got the new tape and the new this and the new that. I make me want to spin with you. Like, man, I fuck with. You know what I mean? I like the Alchemist. You know what I mean? He come out with some colorful or whatever. I wouldn't mind, or whoever else. And I'm a nigga. I'm gonna tell you like this: if anybody ever ran up to me on the street and had any physical product, a CD or something, I don't care what kind of music I was doing. If I got off stage and they was outside, I'm a spin with you.
yeah, yeah,
I'm a spin
yeah.
with you.
Especially if it's like if it's presented in this way, it's like, oh, this is dope artwork,
You
or
don't put some time.
yeah,
You don't put some time and put it together and
yeah,
brought out your product. Oh, for the 5, for the 10, nah, here you go, bro, all day.
exactly.
I hit your cash app with you. I got you all day. But I think that's what the Alchemist is helping bringing back, especially with all this streaming and shit right now. I just seen an artist from out this way who said he did, was doing millions on the streams, and it's a couple dollars.
Yeah,
So Alchemist is helping bring him back now. All these other, all the mainstream trying to snatch him up again because he hot and do this project and do that project. But I think it's a good wave right now for people to push from the underground. And everybody ain't gonna be making millions a year, but man, if you could go push your line and go bring back some racks, off your product and your brand, you eating.
yeah.
You know.
And I think it's potential for like people to, see millions from that, just based on what you do. I mean, you look at Tech 9 and
Yeah.
like what he got going on with strange music, you know. And then, as more eyes start seeing what's going on, I believe, it'll grow.
Yeah, nah, most definitely. And I think that's good, for the culture and for the music and shit like this because, we need this thing to keep going. And I mean, all of our different types of genres of music that we doing, and I'm all about artist empowerment and coming back, for the artists to go do their thing. It's a beautiful thing for artists to push their line and go out and get their money. Like, you remember and you gotta remember it was an era when New York niggas was killing it. They was pressing the mixtape era. Them niggas
Bro,
was
that is
pressing everything up. And then
that
and
is that's my origin story.
you feel me? And so
Yeah.
I loved it. You know what I mean? They was pressing everything. And then it was like I was seeing it was a cool time because I was on the West, but niggas was going to make their own tapes. Homie was coming out with the Newport mixtape. You feel me? The CD looked like it was a box of Newports or this tape
Yeah.
or that
Yeah.
tape or whatever else, and slanging them. You know what I mean? And that was a good. I like that era. You know what I mean? You look down south when they had Swisher House and they was coming out with them tapes. It was like a tape
Yeah.
you ain't never seen him. I had a Pillsbury Doughboy on there with the grill. You feel me? You like, man, what's this tape? You know what I mean? And I love that era.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite eras. I like the 90s, but that era right there that you're talking about, like I was all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about it was it was it was the artist empowerment. You was able to go home, put something together, and come out and get your money. Now the streaming is cool, but everybody ain't gonna be at that level, so you need to be able to go out and push your line.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So tell the people where you from, where you at, the whole thing.
Okay. Well, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, but I was born in New York. My father's African. He met my mom at college at U of M, and while he was staying in New York, they were married, and when they divorced, I went to Michigan with my mom,
Mm,
and my dad stayed on the East Coast, and I kind of be back and forth my whole life.
yeah.
It was a time I actually, I went to school in Queens, Martin Van Buren High School, same school as Irv Gotti. Uh, and I kind of it just been back and forth. Like whenever I had the chance, anytime school was out or some weekends, I'd be in New York with my pops. So
How long is that ride from Michigan to New York?
like 12 hours.
Yeah, that's out the way, and it be snowing and some more shit, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's a little journey. That's how it's kind of how it is where I'm at. So what's the music scene like in Saginaw, Michigan? Because I know Michigan. I mean, I know there's a different. It's the Detroit and shit like that, but Michigan been hot right now with the artists that's been coming up out of there. You know what I mean? And I just had a cat on here the other day, Big Doobie. He out in Arizona, but he originally, from Detroit, and
Okay,
he was talking about his shit, but he said it's popping out that way with the artists, pushing their line and doing their thing.
okay. So, all right. Okay. Are you familiar with MC Breed, Dating
Yeah,
Family,
yeah, I heard of.
Esham?
Yeah,
Okay, so okay, okay, that was like the sound. That's Flint. Okay, Breed from Flint. Um, Dating Family from Flint. They were kind of like on some like how you say mob music
yeah,
slash horrorcore type stuff. Like ICP is from Detroit. That was kind of like when I was coming up. That was the sound. And
mm-hmm,
then you had like a hip hop scene in Detroit where you had like Slum Village and Royce the 5'9"
yeah,
and you know, Eminem and all those guys, and then you still had the other like sound like that's kind of prevalent now, where you had like the Cheddar Boys and Rock Bottom and all those guys and stuff like that. So Saginaw kind of like takes from like everything. To
Yeah,
be honest with you, like a lot of the artists around here just kind of see what pops everywhere else and kind of does that. But most like nowadays, it's more toward that the Detroit sound, the Vezo sound, the Babyface Ray,
yeah.
that type of thing. So it's a lot of guys kind of leaning toward that sound, but we kind of people around here kind of like finding their own sound. It's like it's inspired from everywhere.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I think Detroit, you know, well, not I'm not gonna just say Detroit, but I'm gonna say Michigan. Michigan, it always seemed like to me for it being a play, it always had like a diverse, like bunch of different sounds coming out of there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I always found that interesting. Like, damn, it's a bunch of different sounds coming out of there. Like, I feel like they had more sounds coming out of there than other places. You know what I mean? I feel like the sound in Michigan is more diverse than Chicago or Illinois. I feel like,
yeah,
and I always wonder how Michigan got so diverse, but I think it's dope.
yeah. It is, and like Chicago, even like not even just drill. Like they even had the thing with the sniping, the rapping fast, and
Yeah,
then you had like people like Common, and you know even every like you said, it's kind of you kind of know some Chicago even with they slang, you know, on phoneme and hey, what's up, Joe, and all that stuff
yeah.
too. So yeah, yeah, it's definitely diverse here. Definitely diverse because everybody influenced by everything. All the
Yeah,
waves that came, that all the waves, the no limit wave, the cash money wave, the Atlanta wave,
yeah.
all that stuff was big here, and everybody jumped on it.
It seems like now I mean, a lot of the mainstream stream shit I ain't paying attention to as much. Like I said, I'm more focused on the underground. But even
Same here.
like I feel like hip hop and rap has died down a little bit in the mainstream from where it was at before in past years. And I also feel like the South ain't as running shit as it was. Like now it's kind of just open. You know what I mean? I feel like there was a time, like let me look at an era, like it was a time when, let's see where we're gonna reach back to, but I feel like when it was just like you had Jay-Z, you had all these like high power artists, and it was just rap was running everything. And then I feel like we don't got that as much now. I feel like the mainstream is even more like female based now, and it's like
Yeah,
Nicki and Doja and
Glorilla.
yeah, and all this shit. And I just don't feel like hip hop is like dominant as it was.
You right. You absolutely right. I think because things just kind of got redundant. It's like everybody just try to make the same record over and over. It's and then you got people making records that's kind of aimed toward like a TikTok audience.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like I think like they was talking about Ice Spice album not doing so well.
Yeah, that
You know
that
what I'm
shit.
saying?
I mean, they popular, on social media. Of course they doing magic tricks, running the streams up, which I ain't
Yeah,
mad at. Do what
yeah,
you do. I heard Sexy Red was struggling too. You know what I
yep,
mean? And to be honest with you, I'm gonna say some real shit, and people don't might not like it. I felt like there was an era with Kendrick where Kendrick was about to run shit, but then people was like, wait a minute, he doing too much. We ain't going back down this route again with you stirring this shit up, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers carrying police cars and doing all this shit. We not
yeah,
going back down. So I feel like they kind of shelved him a little bit. And then he came back out now with this Drake and shit beef. And I felt like motherfuckers was like, oh yeah, on it. But I felt like kind of to me that Drake and Kendrick beef was saving rap from life support.
yeah.
That's how I
You-
felt like this shit was a hell. Let's throw a Hail Mary and you know what I mean? We gonna push, and now that shit is almost kind of faded away. And now where are we at?
You know what? It seems like it's like what I've been noticing, like, and then all these labels are laying off all these people, and then I look at, like, I was looking at Def Jam. I'm like, because Def Jam used to be like the Lakers of the rap game. Like they was just like you wanted to be on. I wanted to be on Def Jam growing up. Like when
Yeah.
you say we had Hove and X and Ja Rule, and even the lady is like Def Jam was it. And then you look at now, I be looking at people that's dropping. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. I don't. They signed the YK Osiris kid and all this. Like they lost their way.
I mean, as much as I be on social media, and I'm trying to cut down my social media usage myself. But to be honest with you, I don't know who none of these people are, and I'll be on social
Yeah,
media all the time. I don't know who half the now. I'll run into some people on the underground and follow their movements. Doing
yeah,
my podcast and shit has got me tapped into different people in their circles. But as far as just mainstream shit, like I don't these like it just it, and I'm not knocking it down, but it makes me wonder where are we going next because it's like to me that mumble rap shit finally dying out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit seemed like it's finally dying out. And it's like, okay, it seemed like where are we going next? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think it's just became redundant. It's like it's the same thing just over and over and over. And like you said, they run tricks on with the numbers, or they popular on Instagram or something, and you think that whoever is bigger than what they actually are. And you even look at the hip hop news, it don't be nothing. It be like just Ice Spice trip she spilled her milkshake on the street or something like that. Like this is hip hop news. This is the
Hey,
news now. I'll be looking at Hip Hop DX and be like, what happened to y'all? Y'all,
you
this
know,
is
you
a
know what
disgrace.
you know what it's like? It's like if you could ask me now, it's like one of the movies that you watch in the future where society done blew up and got fucked off, and now it's just a free for all. You get what I'm saying? Like Mad
Yeah,
Max or some shit. We in the future, and it's just all the powers that be done went down, and now we out here just living wild. Who is everybody for theyself?
that's
Because you
exactly what it's definitely like the Wild West out here. This is like a rap is like an episode of the Boondocks.
it's like the labels ain't popping. Like ain't nobody trying to get signed like that right now. They like for what? You know what I mean? They're getting signed, like kind of, but not like these labels that don't seem like they have as much power as it like they did. Like even
Yeah,
if the Kanye and these different people are dropping and it's cool, but that shit only lasts so long. Like you can't just come out now and drop something like even the Kendrick shit that he just dropped. Like yeah, people still spinning it, but it's kind of already like old news.
yeah,
You know, so it's like I'm just curious like where are we going next and stuff like that because but I think it's going to be I think if you can ask my opinion it's going to be like we talked about this alchemist age that we bringing in where motherfuckers from the underground doing their thing and pushing and you know what I mean and shit like that, which I think that's kind of back to the roots of what it was from the beginning.
yeah. That's why I think so too. I be telling people this all the time, and they look at me like like I'm speaking Russian, but that's what, like you said, like you even like I said, Travis Scott had West Side Gun on his album. Post Malone talking about he finna have West Side Gun on the album, and you gonna see Alchemist on more stuff. You might see. I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor Swift reached out to Alchemist. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like,
Yeah, the shit is illusion because as much as they try to act like oh you gotta get back how it was way back when you used to have to get signed and be in the studio, nigga had to rap for Dr. Dre, you know what I
yep,
mean, and do all that type of
you had to
shit.
jump on the table and perform
Man,
in front of L.A. Reid and
you know
all
what I
this.
mean,
Yeah,
battle niggas and all now that ain't what it is no more. Now it's people that's in their region and their section that's pushing and doing their thing, and these celebrities gonna have to go reach out to them to get these regions. But I hope that continues because then the cycle repeats. I don't know how it's gonna go. Shit, I ain't never lived this shit before. It's
yeah.
all new to me.
Yeah, I definitely think like we on to like go back to the basics time because we have to. Like
Yeah,
it's like we need like a reset button. It's like what else y'all gonna do? And then and even like all like the journalists is like it, I don't know, man. It's just like hip hop had you want like it was like it had a pride. Like it seemed like the like it had a sense of pride and people actually cared about it and lived it and you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
even with the dancers and the DJs, it's like people don't even show love to the DJs like they used to. And like how Kid Capri was so big and you know, and Clue and Funk Flex and you know,
yeah.
all these guys and stuff like that. Like these other people, and then like these people don't even do their homework on stuff that's before them.
Nah, man, I be on like it's just a wild age. Like if you look at it, like they got Kanye, where I feel like they was like pressing Kanye so much. Andre 3000, they was like he was coming out with an album. It was a flute album, which much respect to the flute music, but niggas thought you was gonna be on there spitting hieroglyphs. You know what I mean? And so it's like you get what I'm saying? It's like the Avenger movies. Like all the
Yeah.
Avengers is gone. So now who they going to go get now? You get what I'm saying? To keep the planet cool.
Okay, I got a question. How do you feel about Andre saying that at his age he didn't know what to rap about?
I feel like it's sad.
Yeah,
I've seen man, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm gonna relate the story together. You know what I mean? I got a homie, he from the East Coast. I
yeah.
ain't gonna say his name, I ain't gonna get into his history, but if I could say who some of his people is, he would be well known.
Okay.
But he was pushing music. He one of the dopest rappers I met, bars. And one day he came to me and he said the same shit. He was like, "Man, I'm taking care of my kids. I'm doing this, and that. Like, I don't know what to rap about anymore." You know what I mean? And I was like, and I kept throwing them beats. I'm like, man, I'm cooking. I'm throwing them this. I'm trying to get him to rap. I'm trying to wake him up. And it's like he just couldn't do it. And I thought that was the craziest thing to me. Then I start sitting to myself and I start feeling like, man, with the way shit is and this, and that, like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So then to flip that off, Alchemist was always been a beat maker.
Yeah.
But people that know he came out rapping
Rapping.
initially,
Rapping. Yep.
and they kind of swept him under the rug. I felt because like he was a white rapper, they was like, nah, we not about to get these motherfuckers excited. You need to go find something else to do. So I feel like they shelved him because they was hot for their era of what they was doing. They was spitting.
It was him
Him,
and the dude from Hawaii 5-0,
yeah,
right? Yeah. Yeah.
they was spitting for that era. They was like on some Cypress Hill spitting shit.
Yeah.
So, but now if you see it now at the age Alchemist is at, he back rapping now on the
And he
features,
killing
killing it.
too. Killing.
He back rapping. So it ain't so much how old you are or you can't think of nothing to rap about. It's a mental thing about if you can still do it or not.
Yeah.
And because Alchemist is the prime fucking example because he wasn't even rapping. He was beat. Think about his story. He started out rapping. They was like, nah, then he was making hella beats. And now he cooking on these beats with no drums. And now he coming out laying bars down, featuring everybody. And it's hot. It's like some of the hottest shit moving right now.
Yeah.
Alchemist rapping. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm back into work. Pineapple on the backwood, and you know how the nigga be
No,
rapping.
no, I like that the joint with Hit Boy, what he was like, I got what he say, the pina colada dripping on my pippin.
Yeah, pina colada dripping.
Dripping over. Yeah.
He spit the bar and give you a second to wait. You know what I mean? Little mama tripping, pina colada dripping. It's been 2 days since.
He was sounding like Rock Marcy on there.
Hey, but
Yeah.
so it's not really an age thing.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing. It's about if you believe you still got it or not. But flip side to that, a lot of this rap shit in this culture is whatever character you want to play. You know what I mean? We kind of boxed in where you gotta be out here with the word. You gotta be out here with motion. So when a lot of niggas not out there like they was before, they like, I don't know what to do anymore because a lot of they shit was surrounded about, whatever else. But you gotta be creative and you gotta find a way to boost yourself up. Like me personally, I got rap out. Like I just finished. To me, I say I'm not working because I'm not working as hard as I usually do. But I just knocked out a project. You feel me? With my partner Verseborn. The project is finished. We got to get artwork or whatever. But I got hella more tracks and shit at the house. But I was like, start finding myself with like writer's block. So what I started doing was fucking around in a different genre on like some funk electronic music and doing that because like I'm not doing this shit to be cool. I mean, I'm gonna be cool regardless, but I'm doing this shit because I'm a communicator, I'm a talker, and I like to create shit. So, if you can't go digging yourself and find it in you, all you could come out with is flute music. It might go deeper than you know what I mean. You might need to sit down and talk to somebody because it's some more shit going on. That's where he at.
I think it's more stuff going on because he said this too, that people kind of built him up and put him on this pedestal, and it got him like, dang, really? Like he like, I don't do this. Make it seem. He said, doubt him, doubt me, like then I'm gonna want to rap. But you know what I'm saying?
I'll give you the prime fucking example right now, and I think about this shit daily. I'll give you the prime example, and he from my neck of the woods, the superhero from where I'm from. E40.
E40, yeah, okay.
I don't know how old this nigga is anymore. I don't even care.
He pushing 60.
I thought to myself,
still dropping smashes.
And I thought to myself right now, I'm like, if E40 came out and said tomorrow he was done rapping, I would be crushed. I'm like, bro, you got to keep going. Yeah. You got to keep, because his music ain't just about. His music is all game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, we flipping and telling it's all game. When are we ever gonna reach a point where we don't need game in life? Game, what we call game is information in life. Exactly. We always gonna need that. And who we want to get game from? This young 17-year-old nigga with the runny nose and you feel me, experimenting with drugs, or the OG who'd already done been there and done that. We want it from the OG. So I thought to myself, I don't know if E40 could ever stop rapping. They gonna have to wheel that nigga off.
Him and Too Short.
Too Short too.
He done tried to retire like 3 or 4 times.
So I think part of the problem was with the music is people thought when you hit a certain age, you can't rap no more. When you do this, you can't rap no more. But I'm seeing like, man, Andre 3000 right now, gray beard and all, you throw him it's poetry. Just like what I said what you was doing. See, motherfuckers try to downplay what we doing and what's coming out of our culture.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. There's no offense to anybody. I love everybody. But first of all, motherfuckers try to downplay what we do. Oh, them niggas making noise. They done took this, they done took that, and they making loud gibberish over it. But really, if you look at rap music, my brother, that song that you just spit, how intricate it was, that shit is a whole college course in breaking down what you saying and what you talking about. To the average ear, the motherfucker that's not paying attention is gang goofy. They might not be able to understand what you're saying. But if we really sat here and broke down what you was saying, it's information and a blueprint to what you was talking about. And you could break it down and explain it. So they try to downplay what's coming out of our culture. So now when a rapper gets a certain age or whatever else, oh, you still rapping? Oh, that nigga, he still wants to be a rapper. And
that's only in rap.
Only in rap. Meanwhile, Paul McCartney could come out right now, you know what I mean, and pop 2 Viagras and go on world tour.
And the tour sell out when they announce it.
Sell out. We appreciate you. It's only in rap music. So people start, you still rapping? You still this? Nah, man, this is poetry. This is information. This is everything to keep going. So when Andre 3000 is not doing it, it's beyond him being able to rap. It's like I'm trying to think of a movie where somebody, it's like motherfucker, like Muddy Waters, a motherfucker lost their mojo.
Yeah.
And it can happen to anybody. I can see, man, I'm telling you, I'm out the way right now.
Happened to me.
I was
Happened to
running the
me.
streets, man. You feel me? You start feeling a certain way, and then you start slowing down. You got responsibility, you got this and that going on, and you start questioning yourself and this, and that, and that's how you lose your motherfucking mojo.
Yeah.
And that's
When you start letting that, like, what people getting in your ear, when you start listening to it and really dwelling on it, it can make you lose your mojo. Or if you just start paying attention what everybody else is doing and feeling like, you don't fit into that, instead of just doing your own thing like you've been doing.
Hey, what's good, everybody in the building? I'm seeing y'all comments. Much love. I appreciate y'all commenting. But yeah, it's real shit. Like, you got to keep. Andre 3000 could have talked about anything. He could have made a album about slavery. You feel me? And not on no goofy shit, but he could have broke the shit down into poetry on what that was about, and it could have been fire. So it's shit to talk about, but to the motherfuckers that's not woke, and people go to the motherfuckers that's not woke and only want to hear motherfuckers talk about the same shit and the same cycle that we in. Yeah, it's you're not gonna connect with them anyway. But I think we coming into an age where then people gonna have to get out the way anyway.
It's so, and even with Andre 3000, aside from what all how eccentric and stuff, he's a killer on that mic. He can still go. Remember he was killing all the remixes. Walk it out, throw some D's on it. All this, the Gangster Girls. He just killed Killer Mike album. He has plenty to talk about.
And Killer, not to cut you off, what Killer Mike just won? What did he win? Best album?
And he Andre age.
So this shit is poetry and information, and I think as a culture we got to be open-minded to different people, different flavors, and let them do their thing, and it contributes as a collective, because that's what we need. It ain't just about, you know what I mean, Ray from Oakland being the hottest nigga ever and he got millions. Nice. Everybody got they flavor to add to the situation and contribute. That's how it was back in then. You know what I mean? When look at Q-Tip and then when they had Native Tongues and everybody was clicked up. Queen Latifah, everybody was linked up, moving with unity.
Yeah.
And they had Queen Latifah was doing it, and they had motion. They didn't even have to link up. But now I think the problem is we had that P. Diddy bling bling era, and everybody was like, look, I got more money than you, so what the fuck I'm talking about is more important than you. Which in some cases, yeah, but not all the time.
You know what? Now that you mention that, I was thinking about that recently. Like, that might have been like that when the money came, like when everybody started seeing how profitable that Puff and them came with the shiny everything, shiny videos and all this, and everybody started all that. Like I said, that like you said, how people was moving and clicking up, and just that's because they just loved the culture. It was just out of love for the culture, and everything else was like secondary. But when Puff and them, and they started seeing how profitable it was like that became the thing.
Hey man,
that's why all these albums and like everything started, like everything that became formulaic, and everybody had to have a radio record, and you had to have a girl sing on a record and this and that, and everybody did it.
Man, Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart. Anybody listening, that's a huge book. Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart. The motherfuckers coming from outside the village and bringing in this other shit and to tear everything up. If you go want to read a book, go read it. It's a very good book. But that's what I'm saying. This money came in. Now I'm a millionaire. Hey, man, Flamingo Fred, I'm a millionaire. I don't need nobody, man, because, this mouthpiece is going to go to every, you know what I mean? And niggas start getting away. But when you really go back to it, you need your tribe. When you take, because what's happening now? The streaming. Motherfuckers ain't getting money off this music like that. Let's just keep it 100. Motherfuckers ain't getting. Some people are getting, Alchemist is probably getting some. But if you compare the salary to like an NBA player or some shit like that, it ain't even in the same stratosphere. So people ain't getting the money motherfuckers ain't just out here rapping and rich. So it's going back to the basics where you need your tribe and your collective and come back together. And I think that's better for us because it's going to have people connect on a different vibration. Everything that we go through, they always try to get us to disconnect from the vibration. You feel me? Us talking right now is a vibe and spreading information and doing that. And when people start connecting and letting people add to it, that's when shit is gonna get back to the real feeling. And of course, they're gonna come at some point. They're gonna have Taylor Swift come and take somebody from Saginaw and put him on the record, and then he gonna be feeling like, you know what I mean, and the cycle gonna repeat. But you know what I mean? That's how the shit go.
And like you said, and then like it's just like when people can kind of get out of that what's being pushed to them, like because a lot of these people, they don't know this other stuff exists. They don't know about like Alchemist and all this other stuff that we've been talking about. They don't know because all they see is Lotto and Meg and Offset and Travis and Cash Cobain and all this. That's all they know. And the drill stuff, and because that's all they know. That's all they know is out there. Cause I talk to people all the time, and that they don't know nothing. I'll be talking about this stuff. I can talk about Alchemist. Who?
And like I said, it's not gonna be for everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to Meg Thee Stallion and all these beautiful female artists, but
love Megan Thee Stallion.
They not gonna do enough to carry me with the music they making on a day in a day out basis. You feel me? It's not gonna be enough to carry me on a day in and day out basis. But a lot of these women that are talented are put in this thing. Of course, shit, Megan Thee Stallion sexy than a motherfucker. Ice Spice sexy. Of course, we want to see a beautiful woman, but it goes beyond it just being about sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes like it's like talking to a woman. Yeah, you could talk to, hey, baby, yeah, that's cool, but that when you really get attracted, at least me, when you really get attracted to her, she gonna be doing something that ain't even got nothing to do with sex.
Yeah.
Like she gonna be doing something that ain't even got nothing to, do with sex. She might be reading a novel or some shit and her glasses fell down crooked and you think, man, baby, I'll knock you sideways, baby.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I mean? So everything don't have to be sex, and so that's what's carrying shit right now. You know what I mean? But a lot of people ain't gonna know about the Alchemist and about this and about that, and everything like that. So, but we got to keep pushing. You know what I mean? And doing the thing and making the music. And I see a lot of people doing this show, and I've had on my show from different sectors. Gustavo Luis, you know what I mean, and Brahma Bull and different people I had
Shout
on.
out Brahma Bull. I watched that episode.
Yeah, much love. And I had these different people on here, man, and it's a beautiful. It's like the Underground Railroad, man. You know what I mean? People out here that's gonna push their line and the information and do their thing. We ain't gotta be all, just because you're not making $10 million every month, don't mean I can't enjoy your music.
Yeah.
Just because you're not rapping like everybody else, like, because I remember when I was coming into the game and it was some shit that I hated. Everybody used to be like, "Oh, this person was trash, and this person was trash, and this person was trash," and that's all the fuck motherfuckers was talking about was how they was better than other rappers and everybody else was trash. And to be honest with you, that shit grew old. I'm at a point now in my life like everybody. Now, of course, there's some people that just need to go develop. Every flavor ain't gonna be for everybody. Every song ain't gonna be for everybody. But flip side to that, I'm of the belief that everybody has something to add to the pot. And the prime I can list you many fucking examples. But Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at Flavor Flav, he wasn't the lyricist that Chuck D was.
Yeah.
But Flavor could spit a rhyme. He had records, he spit a rhyme, and he was high. He was Flavor Flav. And he added his and I think people are starting to sleep on shit like that. Look at Master P, one of my favorite artists ever.
Bro, I love P.
One of my favorite artists ever. His hustle, which he came and got from the Bay, but his blueprint was immaculate. But P wasn't a hot lyricist.
And you know what's funny? It didn't matter. He said he round bouted and routed a million times,
We
and I'm here
rowdy.
for it.
So what I'm saying is, we in a day and age where we need to be inclusive and let everybody add to this formula and push as a tribe. You feel me? And
Yeah,
push as a tribe and let everybody do their part and bring some food back to the village and do that part. And I think we are working on getting there with in this day and age. Because the Alchemist, he don't need to throw half them cats on them records.
yeah.
He don't
Or
need to
throwing
throw half of
beats.
them on, huh?
Or do we need to do beats for him?
But he include them and get them in the mix, and it makes it interesting because it's like all these different characters and all this different shit in the mix. And I think that's, to me, in my opinion, I think that's what people need to get back to. Now, don't get me wrong, it's hard as fuck to work with a lot of different individuals. Don't get me wrong, that should be hard. You feel me? But I think that's the ticket to it.
And then, like you said, it's hard to work with individuals. And then you got like people that come in the game and they got the facade already, the rapper facade. Like they come,
And
like that's part of it.
yeah,
Like you gotta act like this. You gotta come in and be an asshole. You gotta come in here with shades at nighttime
and
and
I
all that
think
type of stuff and do this and
I think that's part of, to be honest with you, I think that's part of growth as an individual. You know what I mean? We all got light and dark to us, and we all gotta
yeah,
evolve and go. But yeah, motherfucker blowing big on the gram, and he ain't
yeah,
touching nothing but blue faces, and you know what I
yeah,
mean? Hey man, hey my brother, much love, do your thing. But
yeah,
me, I'm trying to connect with the people that's doing their thing. I'm doing my thing, and it's always gonna be that, bruh. It's a lot of niggas right now. If Taylor Swift, niggas that say fuck Taylor Swift. If Taylor Swift came right now, a lot of niggas that go jump in the limo.
yeah,
And you can't blame them, but don't switch up and don't forget the blueprint.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Don't forget. But right now, hip hop, they kind of left rap like fuck it. And they not really fucking with it right now where they pushing it. So people gonna come together. But as soon as they start coming back and snatching people up out of these areas again and lifting them back up, then the shit gonna get funky again.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Chinue and Chebe. Things fall apart. It's the same recipe. But fuck that. The people that know got to connect with each other. You know what I mean? And do their thing. A lot of people be acting weird, like they don't want to do the feature, they don't want to do this, or they don't want to do, and all kind of different shit, man. But
Okay. I see. Okay, about a feature. Okay, there's a couple of things you had said I want to go back to, but okay, I remember Game last album, the Drillmatic. They had to take a record off because NBA YoungBoy wanted 300,000 for his verse. Now, no disrespect to NBA YoungBoy. I don't know when his verse would be worth 300,000. I'd have took that record off too. Like I don't know where he was, where he's like they some like he worth 300,000 for a 16 bar verse.
I think they said, young boy had popularity and what we call motion, and he was doing his thing, and niggas try to push game out the way, and but I think don't get me wrong, get your bag, man, get
Yeah,
your
get
bag.
your back. Yeah,
But there was a day and age where you used to see somebody and you used to throw them the alley oop and come back and, oh, game, you doing your thing, NBA young boy, I'm gonna come bless you with a verse. And you gonna come back when you get in a situation and bless me. You know what I mean? And it was shit like that. And you would help uplift and do the thing. But like I said, we got away from that.
yeah. My thing is this. Okay, like super producer prices 250,000. Timberland beat, Pharrell beat, Lil Jon, Lil Wayne feature 250. I don't see how I don't know what Young Boy did to get like more than that for him to be. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like they say, man, your price is your price. I could
Yeah, your
I
price, your
could I
price.
could
Yeah,
take this cup right here, man, and tell you, it's 100K.
yeah,
Well, that ain't worth 100K. Hey, man, it's worth 100K to me. You want it or you don't.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's but I mean that shit to me is, will NBA young boy be pushing 5 years from now? I never really listened to his music. If you ask me, I never really listened to any of that shit.
That's where I'm coming from. That's what I'm saying. Not even saying like even that's just like if it is price, but it's like even like for Game or something who who's a vet, that had massive success. It's like you're gonna be like, well, that's it. There's 300. Take it or leave it. That's that's that. Instead of being like, oh, this Game. Let me. This is just give me this
And that's what I'm saying about even in life, even if it wasn't music, man, it comes to a point like they had Black Wall Street, man, as a point of togetherness and unity, not even as just black people, but as human beings, is togetherness and unity. And how can we eat together? And we ain't perfect. Motherfuckers gonna have arguments and disagreement and all kind of shit. But how can you come together and but motherfuckers, Taylor Swift and came to the hood and picked them up. They feel like they don't need to talk to y'all no more. They on a
yeah,
whole, you know what I mean? They on a whole new playing field. They bars done got them to the highest of levels. I'm a butt. So,
yeah, man. Once people start going to them white parties, you know what I'm saying?
hey,
That's it.
You don't know what
They,
happened. You
yeah,
don't know
you
what
don't know what.
happened to them. They done took them and flipped them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they
So
just get out after
it
that.
it's from the beginning of time. But I think now you do have the opportunity to come together with your people. Back when hip hop started, a lot of motherfuckers had groups and cliques. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That they was doing their thing with. That it came in the Diddy era and motherfuckers having money. They like, look, I don't need you no more. I'm gonna get the bag to myself. But I think it's going back to you need a clique and you need this and you need that. And I think people should help and come together and push. I think that's what I mean. You ain't got to be a group, but that's what I see the Alchemist doing. He come in
yeah,
and every time I go look Alchemist up, he got somebody featured. A lot of these cats I never heard of, but now I'm paying attention to who they are because they fucking with the Alchemist.
yeah. Okay, another thing, like you said, is a lot of groups and cliques, but none of them sounded the same.
No,
As opposed to now, when you come out, people try to attach you to somebody
yeah,
similar.
yep. I think it's because people, man, when you break this shit down, man, a lot of people aren't individuals. A
Yeah,
lot of people, there's a difference between having influences or going to create yourself off of somebody's exact character. Like for
yeah,
me personally, I had a lot of different influences on my style and who I am in general. You know what I mean? I was thinking about it today. I started wearing wild glasses. I think Bootsy Collins was somebody I seen that wore wild glasses from Parliament Funkadelic. They was
yeah,
black people that dress out there. That's kind of how I am. And Humpty Hump was a character from Shock G, and he
yeah,
had that. You get what I'm saying? And I can look at different influences that I had for me, but I'm still me. A lot of these people that's coming up, they got the internet. You get what I'm saying? And
yeah,
they took the Kobe Bryant approach where they copied Michael Jordan move for move.
yeah,
Where there was other people that was influenced. So a lot of these people, main personality, you might see some on Instagram, you might see them or whatever, but a lot of these motherfuckers ain't got their own personality. And so all they can go do is go mimic what everybody else is doing and hopefully have that type success. Like I was on the phone with my people earlier today. I can make rap records. Man, I could probably knock out an album if you give me the beats or whatever we get in the studio. I can knock out a project fast.
yeah,
But now I'm working on like some electronic funk genre, and I'm sitting there scratching my head trying to figure it out. I'm slower. I'm not moving. But to me, I'm like, I want to get out of the box and try some different shit and be out of the box and take some risks and try some different shit and be an individual. A lot of motherfuckers will follow the wave and do that. But when that wave dies down, when that shit like the mumble rap, it's a lot of motherfuckers and
yeah.
rode that wave. But when that wave die out, you die out with it. E40, when he came out, motherfuckers was like, they never heard nobody that sound like that. What is this nigga drunk? They ain't never, but he's still going because he got his own wave.
He the only one that sound like that.
Only one that
No,
sound.
he can't be
Ooh,
mimicked either. You
can't
like
be mimicked because
can't be.
that's him. Ooh, hey, yesterday I
Ooh,
pulled up on the block. Hella,
yeah,
you know, hey, you can't. But a lot of these cats, they can't never. They too scared to go risk and be an individual. So they gonna follow whatever. I could follow whatever everybody else doing right now and win. I could go follow somebody I see right now doing and win and do exactly what they doing. They whole persona. You feel me? And probably win. But I'm gonna take the risk and do me and see if it work. And at least motherfuckers to know, hey, that's Flamingo Fred. That nigga, you know what I mean? And this, and that. A lot of people's, you know what I mean. First, I went by Wreck the Rebel, which was really short for Frederick. I started going by Flamingo Fred, and a lot of people was like, Flamingo Fred, this nigga got the pink and the this, and that. Hey man, I been all up and down through this West Coast pushing my line. You can't
yeah,
convince me. I'm me. I done been
yeah,
in the streets and over here. It ain't nothing funny about me, baby. You know what I mean? But I'm confident into pushing my line and what I want to and who I am. Ain't nothing funny about it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But a lot of motherfuckers can't do that. So they gonna copy NBA Youngboy, you know what I mean? Or whoever else.
yeah. Like you said, people gotta embrace their individuality. And when you do things that's out the box or out of left field, that's what really works.
I
But
believe
people
so.
think they know what other people want to hear or want to see.
Even if the shit don't work. And this is a
Exactly.
lesson to myself because I'm making some. Usually, man, I would make a rap song like I could go in the house and I used to motherfucker give me the beat. I drop the song, they go down, they put a mix on it. I'll be ready to drop that motherfucker immediately.
Yeah.
Now I'm making this different type of shit. I'm holding on to it. I'm second guessing it. This, and that. And so this is a message to myself. Even if the shit don't work, at least a motherfucker can remember you and remembered you for doing you and you was in your own lane. Even if they like, oh man, whatever. Even if they don't, they could at least say you was doing you instead of you just being a copycat and sounding like
Yeah.
Kendrick or Wayne or this mumble rapper or whatever. Because I remember we had a whole wave of people that started rapping like Drake.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't even know. I don't even know who on the record. I used to know when DMX was on the record.
Exactly.
I used to know when this person. Now that we was in this era where everybody had the same flow, the same rhymes, the same this, the
Same
same that.
production.
Sounding like Kendrick, sounding like Drake, sounding like this, and I couldn't tell none of this shit apart.
Sounded like the Migos.
Sounding like the Migos, I couldn't tell none of this shit apart. And it's like, man, even if I didn't like this shit, at least if it sounded different, I might start liking it because I'm like, at least it's some new shit. I remembered it. Hey, what was that one motherfucker that sounded like he was rapping through a 7-Up can? Put him back on.
I initially didn't like Future, but I heard DJ Scream do a set. This before he really blew up. I heard him do a set for like an hour or something. I was in. I like, oh, I understand this now, and I fucked with it. And this is before everybody trying to copy Future.
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Future, and for
I
a
like
long time,
Future, yeah,
like, oh, he's not lyrical, he's not that. But I'm telling you, I'll be hearing the song, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
yeah,
Future. Like this motherfucker done did it again, got me shit in my head. It'd be some Future. He just had that song the other day. I forget the hustle song. I get it. Whatever that new song, that shit was stuck in my head. Future. And so, you know, these motherfuckers got to come out and do some different. And that's the era that we in, you know. Especially look at MF Doom. He had his own. Come on, man, a Marvel cartoon, like nobody was doing that.
yeah. And that's crazy. A lot of people discover him on the Cartoon Network, like with the cartoon sounds and the beats and all that.
It's another cat. I don't know if you heard of him. He out in AZ, but he from Philly originally, named Mega Ran.
Mega Ran, be with the wrestlers.
Mega Ran, be with the
I saw him with the
wrestlers.
New Day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with, all like he Mega Man with the little graphics or whatever. Everybody out there, whatever, pushing, they doing their thing, sound like everybody. He got his own wave.
yeah. Yeah.
He got his own wave doing his thing. So hey, at least if the shit don't work, man, you as an individual and you was pushing. I think that's what it's gonna go back to. Cause like, man, even one of the Migos members ain't no longer here. Rest in peace to his soul.
Yeah.
But it seemed like that kind of switched that whole thing up. You know what I mean? With them, they doing more Cardi B tabloid shit than other shit. If you ask me.
Yeah, and Offset doing dance choreography now in his shows.
Hey, if it work, it work. But at
Yeah,
least,
if it work, I think it's kind of fly though. Like,
but you can't say this though. When the Migos came out doing they shit, they was kind of the first ones that was doing that shit. It was
yeah,
kind of like Future was doing it, and then it was like the
yeah,
Migos. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it was the cast that was coming after them trying to copy that shit that was the
yeah,
problem. You know what I mean? And like, nah, bro, you got to do something different. And that's who the problem was.
exactly.
You
Exactly.
know,
That's the problem. It's not. It wasn't them. It was like you said. It was the the imposters, or
yeah, it was.
everybody think that because it worked for them, it is gonna work for them.
Yeah, it's like high school, man. Motherfuckers see you doing some shit and doing it, and somebody else gonna do it, and you just gotta, man, step out the box, and everybody can't do that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you got to dig within yourself and find out what it is that separates you and makes you different and embrace it. Everybody can't do that. You know what I mean? Because they scared to do it. You feel me? I
but
don't have
that's
a
your yeah.
I don't
I'm
have a
bad.
problem doing it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
that's what, like, I guess that's where you see who really who's like the authentic artist. You know what I'm saying? The people that embrace their individuality and just bring
Man,
themselves their own flavor and do
and
things their way.
and
You know?
we talk about influences. You got one of my biggest influences on the wall back there, Prince. You feel
Yeah,
me? When Prince was
yeah.
out and he had the purple and he had
Oh,
you know what I mean, the eyeliner and doing his thing and gasping for air and doing all the, you know what I mean? And
got
he,
Flavor Flav up there too, and Chuck D.
hey, Flavor,
Yeah,
but see, Flavor Flav, one of my favorites of all time too. Because I remember, seeing the old footage of him. I'm like, who is this cat with the clock on? That's who
yeah,
I was interested in. What the fuck is he
yeah,
doing? You feel me? That's what drawed my attention, to the shit. But some people, and everybody ain't that character. Some people is more, but you got to embrace what it is and do you. And that's the era that we in, you
yeah.
know. What new shit you got coming out? I know you got this record right here. What else you got coming next? What else you working on?
Okay, so I'm actually about to put out my next record. It's called Glitter Socks and Loafers.
Mm,
It's produced by Fendi Pendergrass. He's a producer. He passed away. It's kind of like in the same vein, just it's no hook on it or nothing like that. Just a beat, no drums, ill sample, just rapping on it. And just something to hold people over while I'm finishing up my project, because I've been getting a lot of traction
yeah,
last couple months, and people been sending me production, and I'm at the point now where I'm trying to take away records, because I want to have this I'm planning to have this on vinyl and stuff like that. So I want to have it where it's the right time, where it's going to sound good and all that. I
yeah,
watched the Thriller documentary. I watch all kind of Thriller documentaries, so I know how they put that together, and that's been kind of stuck in my head. Like how
yeah,
Quincy Jones had put he knew that it had to be a certain time period so the album can like bang or whatever.
yeah,
That's why it sounds good even if it's not remastered right now.
yeah.
But so yeah, my project is called Execution Take Excellence. It's really a spin on Bret Hart saying excellence or execution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big wrestling buff. Okay.
That's dope.
But I put my own little spin on that, and I got production by God Bless Beats, Wavy the God, Machacha, Crisis, 88 Bless Beats, my man Dan Dave, my homegirl Sneak, um, and I also my next record I'm putting out, it got a feature from Snotty from the Umbrella. And I'm trying to wrap that up and move forward from there.
Man, that's dope. And you gave me an idea when you was doing your thing, and this just do you feel like hooks are not as big of a thing now? I feel like because I start making a record myself, and I'll be like, I forgot to even do a hook.
Honestly, that's how that happens with me. Sometimes it just happens. But I love hooks though. At the same time, I love big choruses. I like big harmonies. I like big anthematic hooks, and you know what I'm saying? At the same time, I guess but also I was really heavy on the mixtapes during the Dat Piff era. You know what I'm saying? I was heavy on the mixtape, freestyles, 5 minutes straight. And stuff like that. So that's still there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who's somebody you want to work with?
Okay. Aside from Alchemist.
Yes, we all want to work with the Alchemist.
Aside from Alchemist. I said like in the near future, I want to work with Styles P because I know that he plans to retire after his next 2 albums.
Yeah.
I want to work with Styles P. I want to work with all the Griselda, West Side Gun. I want to work with Rome Streets, Stove God Cooks, Lloyd Banks. It's a lot of guys in the underground I want to work with. Flea Lord. Producers, I want to work with Big Ghost, Future Wave, V Don, Harry Fraud. I like Harry Fraud too. I want to work with Harry Fraud. I want to work with Larry June and Currency.
Yeah.
And, you know, those guys.
That's dope.
I'll be here all day. I'll tell you who I want to work with.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
You know.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you tapping in, man. We'll talk music and shit all night.
Yeah.
Much love to you coming on. I'm gonna be looking for your new shit. Hey,
thanks for having me, man.
No doubt, man. Anytime, and we're gonna have to have you back on soon. And make sure you hit me on the gram and send me any new shit you got popping on there. You know, all my people that come on or whatever, they always send me what they working on. I hop on and show love and check it out and keep them communication lines open. And I'll have you back on, man. We gonna chop it up.
Yeah, we need a part 2.
We're gonna chop it up.
Yeah.
You can hit me anytime off wax. We'll chop it up. You know, I love music and we pushing the line and we gonna make this shit happen.
Yeah, same here, bro.
All right. All right, family.
Appreciate you.
Yep,
All
you
right.
too.